Hello everyone, I am the Channeling Goddess. If you are new here, hi, hello. If you are returning back, welcome back. So today we are going to be doing a reading all about the magical energy of the fairies that is around you, okay? I am doing 2 piles today instead of 3. I do want to give a disclaimer, okay? I am filming this intro after I've done the reading, and I'm glad that I am, because pile number 2 is a heavy pile, okay? Trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning for pile number 2, okay? And I'll talk a little bit more about that, but first, like I always say, if you're looking for something specific, it is helpful that you set the intention that you are receiving the messages that are meant for you, whether that be you see a number, a sign, hear a word, or a verse, whatever it is that you need to hear. I would set the intention now that comes through in the reading so that you know that you're in the right path. Also, if you are looking to have that message resonate with you and make sure you hear what Spirit has for you, it is helpful that you tap into your own intuition. And one way that I prefer to do this is by putting my feet in the grass and or taking 3 mindful deep breaths. You want to inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 3, and exhale for 5 to 6 seconds. This just helps you get more in sync with your intuition and the reading so that you can hear the messages that are meant for you. Okay, now back to pile number 2, right? So we have pile number 1, Into the Woods, card 29. It says, stranger in a strange land, new experiences, feeling uncertain, transition zone. Okay. Pile number 2 is card 12, Gossamer Princess, communication, relationship, work to be done. Now, I'm very adamant about giving this disclaimer. Pile number 2 has a very heavy topic. Okay? I want to say that now. Okay? It is a very heavy topic about childhood trauma. Now, I don't specifically say the thing, but I do allude to it a lot in pile number 2. So I'm giving you a trigger warning before you click on the video. It is a heavy reading. So if you are not in a good mental space to hear that reading, I would suggest waiting and coming back. There is a part in the beginning where I kind of talk a little bit about it, but you can kind of hear where I start to recognize that it's going one particular way. And normally I would try to deviate from it. And I think in the beginning I tried, and the message would not leave me alone. So there's a part in the video, I think it's like 12 or 20 minutes in, where I give a trigger warning because it is needed. Okay. So pile number 2, take heed to the warning. It is a trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning for pile number 2. Okay. Alrighty. If you are ready, get your wine, get your tea, get your beer, and look for your pile in the description box. So timestamps will be below, and I will see you in your pile. Bye. Hello, pile number 1. If you chose card number 25, Into the Woods, it says, this is your pile. So it says, stranger in a strange land, new experiences, feeling uncertain, transition zone. So for some of you, the first thing I got when I saw this card is there is a movie. I think it might be by Disney, but I'm not sure. It has Anna Kendrick in there. It's Into the Woods, if I'm not mistaken. That is the actual name of the movie. I keep hearing her song where she sings like Into the Woods. Like I can't listen. I don't remember it. But for some of you, there may be a message in that movie for you. So if you have time, if you're interested, I would definitely say to watch that movie. For some of you, maybe you just watched Into the Woods, and that's why it's coming through for me. But there could definitely be a message in there for you, okay? For the rest of you, you may be going into a very transitional phase. So for some of you, I'm hearing that the fairy energy is coming through to like almost hold your hand and guide you through this transitional phase. So for some of you, you maybe have gone through an awakening very recently. Things could be changing for you. So like it says, stranger in a strange land, you could be feeling like you're doing things new for the first time, things that maybe you've always wanted to do, but you've never done, things that you knew was a part of your destiny, but for the first time in forever, you're actually getting a chance to do that. And for some of you, you may feel like you're in the woods by yourself. Purple may be your favorite color because I keep getting drawn here. Also, lavender may be an herb that you might want to work with. lavender talks about soothing and calmness. So you may feel a little bit on edge with all of these new experiences. For those of you where you haven't experienced these new things that they're coming for you, you're definitely in a zone of transition, right? You could be transitioning from one place to another, one thing to another, and it may feel like there's a lot of uncertainty. And the fairy energy is coming through to guide you through. Like it literally would, like the image I'm getting is like the fairies are holding your fingers as you walk through the woods, right? There could be some fear here. There's definitely a lot of uncertainty because you don't know where this is going. You don't know where this is headed. For some of you, this really does feel like spiritual to me. It could be physical, but this feels very spiritual to me. It feels very spiritually guided. For some of you, I don't want to freak you out, but you may start hearing like whispers. You may be, I believe that's clairaudient. You may start to hear things, and they may just start off as like little small buzzes where like maybe you hear a buzz and you like move your hand, but you're in a room where there is no bugs, right? These are your fairies basically coming, the fairy energy coming through to say that we are here to guide you. We are almost, I'm getting this energy of like they're easing their way into your aura, so to speak. So you may not be that, like, hearing the word fairies. I would not be surprised if you, okay, I would not be surprised if when you heard the title of this video, you thought to yourself, hell no, like I don't believe in fairies. But for some reason you stayed and stuck around. Your fairy friends or the fairy energy around you is aware of that, so they may ease themselves into your aura, into more of your belief of them. Now for some of you, this does not resonate. The clairaudient part is not for you. For others of you, you're just going through a very transitional phase, and the fairies are coming in to say that we are walking through the woods with you, right? We are here to guide you. We are here to help you go along your path. For some of you, you actually need to go outside and put your feet in the grass, because in my mind's eye, I'm getting this image of someone walking in dirt, like your feet are bare in like soil, like really rich, dark soil. So for some of you, I don't know if you're planting a garden, that could also be a sign that this is your pile, but those are the images, and that's what I'm getting from this card for starters. Okay, so let's pull a couple of cards, see what other kind of messages we get. Okay, for the fairy energy, can we get some other cards that could be relevant for pile number one? Okay, we have the cardinal card. It says energy, leadership, creativity. Okay, so maybe some of you are going down a more creative path and you're a little bit afraid because you've never done this. It's almost like stepping out on faith. For some of you, there is a gift coming for you, because for some reason, this right here is making me think of a pearl. So some of you, you could be getting gift something, or this new thing that you're doing is a gift. And then we have meant, abundance, persistence, proliferation. So for some of you, the fairies is coming through to tell you to be persistent. For some of you, I don't know why I'm hearing Fehu. You might want to look that up. I think it's a rune. But I'm hearing the term Fehu. For some of you, mint, I talked about lavender earlier. Mint may be an herb that you want to work with. For some of you, you could be pregnant. And for some of you, that's what this into the woods is. You're becoming a mother or a father, because that fish makes me think of like Pisces energy, but it also makes me think of potentially getting pregnant. Also, for some reason, for some of you in this pile, if you are worried about the protection of your children, don't be. These two candles right here is reminding me of the dream I had about the fairy. There was like a specific thing that happened in a dream that involved two candles. So for some of you, if you are worried about your children, don't be. The fairy energy is coming through to say that they are fully protected. Okay. All right. Let's get some more cards, please. Okay. We have bird. It says freedom, opportunity. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Can we get one last card, please? And a bottom deck energy, please. Just one more. The fairy energy. What fairy energy is coming through for pile number one? Okay. We have roots, healthy patterns, early growth. Okay. Wow, and this came out again. Bottom deck energy is fruit, achievement, success. So the fairies are definitely coming through to say that fairy energy is coming through to say that whatever this path is that you're going down through, like, wow, and look at this. Wow, it's confirmation because underneath the bottom deck, we have lavender, tranquility, kindness, self-care. So for some of you, you really do need to work with the energy of lavender. It is going to be calming and soothing to your soul because right now you feel like you're going through a situation where there could be a lot of uncertainty. You could be feeling uncomfortable at this time, but the fairy energy is definitely coming in to basically say that we got you, right? Part of you going into this new phase, having these new experiences is about freedom and opportunity, right? For some of you, this is something that you've prayed for, something that you asked for, because something about these healthy patterns and roots is making me think about like your ancestors coming through to say that we have you, because it's something that you pray for, it's something that you've asked for. Now, I will say, because you have early growth here, this may be coming in quicker than you anticipated, okay? And that's okay, right? Sometimes when things come in so fast like that, we get a little bit afraid, but Spirit is saying you're going to be fine. The fairy energy around you is so vibrant and it's so beautiful. I would definitely say if you find yourself in places of anxiety or feeling uncomfortable or not really sure if you should go left or right, the fairy energy is coming through to say that we will be here to guide you. We understand that you are in a strange location. We understand that right now things feel a little bit unsteady. For some of you, this is about your career. You could feel very unstable in your job right now. You're wondering whether or not there are going to be layoffs. You're wondering whether or not you're going to get fired, not because you did anything, but because there's a lot of change that's happening. So you could be in a very completely new environment and you're really trying to figure it out. For others of you, you just left a relationship and you're starting over. And it could be very uncomfortable. And Spirit is saying that there's a lot of abundance in you starting over. There's new opportunity in you starting over. For others of you, there is love coming into your life. I just heard that as clear as day. There is love coming into your life. And in the beginning, you may fight it, okay? You may fight it in the beginning because maybe you've been alone so long and you're just not really sure if you want to like go down that path. But your spirit guides are definitely coming in to say that this fairy energy around you is going to help you through this phase. Like I'm getting it's not really a parable, but there's like this little saying where you see footprints in the sand, and it's like, you thought you were alone, but this was, God, Spirit, or Buddha, whoever you believe in, was carrying you. That's what the fairy energy around you is saying, that we're going to carry you. We are going to walk you through this new experience because we know it's something that you're not quite used to. And there may be an adjustment period, but the end result, right, is fruitfulness, is achievement, is success that you're going to achieve at the end of this. For some of you, this is definitely a creative endeavor. This may be something that you've never done before or you've never seen done before. You think it's a good idea, but you're worried about how you're going to be perceived, and the fairy energy is coming through to say that we have your back. Okay, let's get you a couple of cards from the dream deck. I believe this is the Five of Waters, I believe. Okay, let's get one more card. And these are technically like tarot cards, but I don't use them as such. And then I believe this is the Four of Earth. Bottom deck energy. What is this? I think this is fire. Yeah, it's got to be fire. It's got to be the Ace of Fire. So let's talk about the energy that I'm feeling, because this card has a lot of energy in it. A lot of energy. So give me a second. Let me tap into this. Okay, so the first thing I'm getting right here is you can see that this person looks like they're in prayer, and there are fish here to kind of comfort this individual. And I feel like for some of you, you feel like you've lost something. Like I'm getting like emotional thinking about it. It feels like you've lost something, like you've walked away from something. But in the same respect, you've prayed for whatever this is, this dissolution, this, breaking away. You've prayed for this, right? Because even you can see how her hands are in more of a prayer pose, right? but is also hurt here. There is also pain here. There is also a grieving of loss here. So for some of you, you may be grieving the loss of a friend. You may be grieving the loss of things that you know. This could be a belief, right? It doesn't have to be something physical, but you could be grieving the loss of a belief system that you no longer subscribe to. Okay. And then we have, I believe this is the Four of Pentacles here, or what it would be traditionally in tarot. I want you to notice how he has his hands up, and it's almost like he's holding this right here up. But do you see the blood here? The fairy energy is coming through to say that you're holding on to something that you should absolutely let go of, right? You're hurting yourself. You can even see how his face is cracked here, right? You're holding on to something for dear life that you should let go of, right? It is not meant to be in your aura, in your energy, right? And spirit is coming through to say that the minute you take your hands down, because even his hand right here is bleeding, you're holding up a foundation or a belief or a person that you should absolutely let go of right now, right? That energy is holding you back. It is holding you down. It is doing more harm than good. Even how his horns are they're not straight up like this. They're to the side, right? You are holding on to something you should absolutely let go of. And it's almost like I'm getting the image of you letting this go and you're thinking like, I'm just free falling. And the fairy energy is coming through to say that you're being held up by us, right? It's a new experience. You're transitioning, so we understand that this is uncomfortable, but you've called in this energy. And if you have not done so already, I would definitely say to call in the energy of the magic that is around you. Because if you don't like the term fairy, I get it. Some people are uncomfortable with that. If you don't like the term fairy, then call in the energy of true magic, right? Maybe one of the things that you can pray every night before you go to bed is that God or spirit or whatever, universe, gives you the blessing of miracles, right? You get to experience miracles every day. Now, I do want to say this because it's heavy. It's almost screaming at me. This bottom deck energy card right here, and I want to hold it up so you can see it a little bit more. This energy is almost screaming at me. And I feel like what this is for those of you who are going through a Kundalini awakening or some form of awakening, you are awakening into a dragon, okay? And to me, this feels like there is an energy with you that is within you that is unstoppable. It is so big, right? It's huge, and it may scare you, which is why the fairy energy is coming through to say that we're going to hold your hand. Okay, I'll give you an example of what I mean, okay? Let's say you have known all your life that you're a medium, right? But the idea of being a medium, of talking to those who have passed on, freaks you out, okay? And your time has run out for you to play small, okay? You've been playing small in the small arenas. You've just been letting it slide. You're not like, I get a little bit here, a little bit there, I'm fine. This energy is so, like, it's at the top of the surface right now. And no matter how much you avoid it, you can't, right? I want you to see yourself in this card. This is you. This heart here, this heart-shaped thing here, that's you. This is the energy that you will be embodying soon, right? And I want you to notice something else. Do you notice how the dragon is almost holding the heart? This energy has been holding you together, but it cannot do it any longer, which means it needs to come out of you, right? It's for some of you, you've been getting this feeling that there's something big about to happen. You've been getting chills. Maybe just randomly you have like this panicked feeling that comes over you. It is this energy trying to burst free. You may even feel like little small heart pains, because I'm getting that as well. Just little small heart pains are like, oh my God, like this resonates, or oh my God, something is happening. it's because this energy is almost bursting at the seams to break out, right? And the fairy energy is going to help you with this, because it can be scary. If you see yourself as this part right here, and you see this huge dragon energy that is around you, you may be afraid. And I don't blame you. You may be afraid to say, you know what, I'm just let the chips fall where they may. Fuck no, the chips are scary, right? So I absolutely understand why this could be difficult, but I think you should give yourself a chance, right? If you don't think you can take it all at once, ask the fairy energy around you, ask for miracles, ask for it to seep into your energy slowly, right? Because I think I talked about that with the fairy energy. Yeah, like if you hear them talking to you, that clairaudience, ask for that energy to seep in slowly, right? Where it's not something that like hits you out of nowhere. It takes some time for it to get to you, okay? Let's get you some fortune teller oracle cards. Okay, we have a secret wish will soon be granted. Keep your heart open. So for some of you, this is about a wish that was granted to you. You asked for this. I think I said that before. You asked for this and now it's coming to fruition. It's something that you've always wanted. But it's scary, right? Even though it's something we wanted. Like, perfect example. If you're the type of person who like, you're like, I love to play the lottery, but then you've watched all of these, shows about people winning the lottery and how they blew all that money. You're probably like, maybe I don't want as much money as I thought I wanted. Maybe I want a little less. Sometimes what we ask for can be a bit scary. And sometimes spirit has to hold our hands, or send entities like the fairies to hold our hands so that we can, move through these energies. Okay. Sometimes we don't know what we're asking for. Like, you can say, I want to be in a situation where I'm around people that love me. Well, you may lose family and friends because they don't really love you the way that they should, right? And it can be hard to deal with. And like it said here, new experiences, feeling uncertain. You may feel uncertain about your path, but you're on this path for a reason, okay? Then we have an unexpected gift will bring you great fortune. Yeah, look, you got achievement, success, you got abundance here, then you got great fortune. So whatever is on the other side of this, because this doesn't have to be monetary related. For some of you, that's exactly what this is. But for others of you, this is peace of mind. This is calmness, because we talked about the lavender as well. This could be peace of mind. This could be calmness. This could also be comfort and security in who you are as an individual. The calling that is upon your life that you've been afraid to answer because, maybe people made you feel bad. Like, oh my God, you can't do this. You don't have the gift to do this. Or you should have came to this path a specific way. And because you didn't, it's not really something that you're meant to do, right? I think your guides and the fairy energy wants you to come out of that, and they want you to know that we're going to hold your hand every step of the way. You're not going to be by yourself, okay? And then bottom deck energy is a mystical encounter will change your path. Be prepared. So for some of you, like I said, that fairy energy, you may feel them, like you may hear them in your energy, and it may scare the crap out of you, but it's meant to happen right now at this particular time in your life. Because like I said, this dragon energy is loud. Look at this guidance. This dragon energy is so loud. Like, I literally had to pause the video and take a breath. That's how loud and huge that energy felt for me. So I'm only the reader. I can only imagine what it feels like for you. So take your time, right? Allow the energy of the fairy to guide you down this path, okay? Let's get you 2 cards from the Divine Abundance deck. Since you got abundance here, and you got abundance, you got achievement, you got success, you got great fortune. So we definitely want to see what's coming up. So we have delusion. It says intention without surrender can be a fast path to delusion. So be very intentional about your prayers, what you're asking the universe for. Be very intentional about that, because you don't want to be, and I think sometimes we often hear the saying, the Salulu, what is this? Delulu is the Salulu, right? Sometimes delusion is okay, but I think in this particular situation, you need to be more grounded and you need to be more realistic about what you feel. I would also say that there is sometimes a connotation, or there's sometimes a perception. That's what I mean. There's a perception that when we are in situations that we should just be like, oh, you know, everything is going to be fine. I'm happy. I don't feel any fear. And sometimes when we're in situations like that, we're completely glossing over the feelings that we have. And I've always told people, honor what you feel, right? I know, especially if you grew up in a Christian church, you always hear the God's going to work it out. It's going to be fine. Don't even worry about it. Don't dwell on it. But I think a lot of times we need to honor what that feeling is. So if you are feeling fearful, honor that. Be honest about it. Like, talk to your ancestor, talk to the fairy energy around you and say, I am scared, I'm terrified, and I need you to show me that I'm on the right path. I need a sign that I'm doing the right thing. I need a sign that you are here, that you are protecting me. And I promise you, when you are sincere and you have those conversations and you ask those questions, they always come through every time. Okay? Let's get you one more card and a bottom deck energy for pile number 1. Go. We have energetic clearing. It says, during crisis, the Holy One herself may be emptying you of fear and attachments, preparing you to receive her luminous plan. So for some of you, the energy that is around you is a lot of feminine energy, which makes sense, right? Because of the fairy energy. You may also resonate with Kali, Ma Kali as well. So I would definitely say, if you have been feeling called to Ma Kali, definitely do some research on that goddess. But there may be some messages there for you as well. But I would also say that a lot of times when we are transforming, because you see the butterflies here, you're transforming and going into something else, which means a lot of things have to be cleared, right? Which is what we talked about with this this 4 of Pentacles and the 5 of Cups here. You need to release the things that are holding you back, they're causing you more harm than good, right? And the energy of Ma Kali is coming through to say, or they call her the Holy One, is coming through to letting you know that this energetic clearing is exactly what you need at this time, because you're going into a strange land and you cannot take these previous things that you have with you. Okay. I would also say for someone here, I'm hearing a specific message. There is a person, a specific person, and you'll know if this is your story. There is a specific person that you have essentially been dragging them along with you everywhere you go. If you got a promotion, you wanted them to get a promotion too. If you started working for a Fortune 500 company, you wanted them to work there too. And you're starting to see that there is either some jealousy, there is either some inconsistency with the way this person behaves around you. And you may find yourself, even if in small doses, you are pulling away from this person. And it's because, and I know this is going to be hard to hear, so take a deep breath, okay? Take a deep breath before I say this, because this is going to be hard to hear, okay? This person cannot go with you. Sit with it. If you need to pause the video and come back, that's okay, because I'm feeling the emotions. I almost want to cry for you. This person cannot go with you. They can't. I'm so sorry. And I'm sending you the biggest hug, because I know that is hard to hear. Like, I'm literally feeling your emotions. I am tearing up right now, because you thought that this person was going to go everywhere with you. In your mind, they have been a true friend, a true husband, true wife, whatever, family, friends, whatever the case may be. You were so sure that you were going to be able to take this person with you. And you may start to notice that they are leaving your life, even if it's in small doses. And I need you, I'm so sorry, but I need you to let them go. I need you to learn to love them from a distance. No one's saying you don't have to love them anymore, but they cannot go with you. They cannot go with you to this next phase of your life, okay? And it makes sense, because your bottom deck energy is grief. It says tears are what happen when the ice in the heart melts. So for some of you, you will cry, and it is okay to cry. It is absolutely okay to tear up. It is absolutely okay to be emotional, because this is an emotional situation. But you need to allow it to happen. This is a very emotional situation. This is something that even hearing me, for some of you right now, even hearing this message, you're like, there's no way. There's got to be a way to work this out. There's got to be a way for this person to come with me. And I am so sorry they cannot come with you. You're going to have to leave them behind. You're going to have to watch them from a distance. And I just saw 26. So for some of you, you may be 26. For some of you, may be 62. You may see the number 26 a lot. You may see 2 or 6s a lot. This could be a confirmation that this is happening for you. But I do want to say that there is a lot of love on the other side for you. And I really feel like that's why Spirit and the fairy energy wanted you to know that there's abundance on the other side. There's success, there's achievement, there's great fortune on the other side. There's freedom and opportunity, because what you're letting go is hard. It is hard to let go, and they understand that. So they want you to know that while yes, we understand that this is something difficult, there's something beautiful on the other side. Okay, so we're gonna shuffle from the abundance well. Okay, so we have moonlighting. It says you can start working on your dream career part-time while keeping your other job to pay the bills. Soon your dream career will take flight and fully support you. For some of you, this is about you leaving a job behind. This is about you leaving behind people that you want to take with you. And I think I mentioned this. Didn't I mention that you know, you may start working for a Fortune 500 company and you wanted this person to go with you and they can't. So for some of you, this is specifically about a job, you getting your dream career. Wow. You getting your dream career and wanting this person to go with you and they can't. And look what was under the bottom deck energy. It says it's safe for you to receive. The more you allow yourself to receive, the more resources you have available to share with others. Open your heart to receive and be a conduit for good coming to you and through you as it blesses the world. So for some of you, for a lot of you actually, you may be the type of person who don't know how to receive compliments. Guilty. You may be the type of person that don't know how to receive compliments, but I also want to say the fact that it says it is safe for you to receive, for some of you, you're going to beat yourself up because you have to let this person go. You're going to beat yourself up because you have to let whatever this situation go. You're going to beat yourself up. And you're going to think that you don't deserve to receive. You're going to think that you don't deserve happiness. You don't deserve to have all these good things happen to you because you left this person behind and you left that person behind. But you had to. This was unavoidable. This is not something you could decide, you know, tomorrow, oh, everything's going to be fine. This person is coming back. This person is not coming back. Right? At least not right now. You're going to have to learn to love this person from a distance. And that may be why you're feeling alone, because in so many situations in your life, this person has been there with you. This person has held your hand through so many difficult situations. And now you're having to go it alone. And it's scary because it's like, I just knew I was going to have this person with me. For some of you, I'm getting the image of you moving. Like you had to relocate and you thought this person was coming with you. And for some reason, they can no longer come with you. Right. And now you're having to go by yourself. Now you're having to start this business by yourself. Right. But the fairy energy is coming through to say that we have your back. Sorry about that. My light went out. But we're going to pull some cards from the Cherry Blossom Oracle deck just to give you like a meditative message, something that you need to hear from the fairies, any energy or something that they want you to keep in mind. Okay. Can we get 2 cards, please? Something that pile number 1 needs to keep in mind. Pile number 1, you got me in my emotions. I don't think I've ever shared a tear during a reading. I don't think that's ever happened to me, but your energy, like I could feel it. It was like losing a best friend, you know? And I do not wish that. And I just saw 30-30. I do not wish that on my worst enemy. So then we have trust your intuition. It says intuition serves as a compass within, guiding you toward choices and actions that align with your authentic desires and needs. Yeah, you're definitely going to have to make a choice. But in doing so, make sure that you trust your intuition. Make sure that you trust the higher power that is within you, your higher self, because it will definitely lead you down the right path. Okay, let's get one more card and bottom deck energy. Okay, wow, We have find balance. Some of you may be a Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, but it says find balance. Balancing self-care, work, relationships, and personal interest nourishes a holistic sense of fulfillment in your life. So for some of you, you definitely need to nourish yourself. Find a balance in the here and now. Find a balance in the new, because for some, like we talked about, you're going through something new. There's a complete transition that's happening. So you may feel uncomfortable for quite some time. You may feel like you don't, know your way, but trust your intuition. Trust that and I'm hearing ancestors specifically. Trust that your ancestor, trust that the energy around the fairy is here to keep you safe. Okay. Bottom deck energy is invoke serenity. It says by cultivating a state of calm and tranquility. We talked about the lavender. It says you create an environment where emotional wounds can begin to heal. Yeah. Or begin to mend. So for some of you, we talked about this. There's a lot of emotional healing. Even I want you to notice how this looks like a cemetery. There's definitely a lot of things that are going to die, that are going to be no longer in your energy, and you need to be able to allow yourself some serenity, some time, some space to heal from this. And nobody's saying you have to heal overnight, right? All I ask is that you don't sit in it, right? Because there is a lot of energy around this. There's a lot of grief in this person that you're letting go. For some of you, it doesn't have to be a person, but that message that I got was coming through so heavy. Some of you, this is a person. This is a love. Like this person you could have felt like was your soulmate, and soulmates can be in the form of friends, right? This person feels so like special to you that it is very hard to hear this message. Okay. And I want to show you this card because when I was shuffling, it almost fell out, but it didn't come out. You have embrace uncertainty, which is what we talked about here, feeling uncertain. It says choosing to welcome uncertainty to opens the door to profound healing by allowing you to release the need for rigid control. Okay. So pile number one, I am sending you so much love. I am sending you the biggest hug. I am sending you so much success on your endeavors, even though I know that it's scary, even though I know that it's not something you anticipated. It's for your own good, okay? I love you so much. Thank you so much for sticking it all the way out with me to the end, and I will see you next time in our next one. Bye. Hello, pile number two. If you chose card 12, the Gossamer Princess, communication, relationship, work to be done, this is your pile. So the first thing that I'm getting here from this particular card is the fairy energy is coming through to say that there is a lot of work to be done in your relationship. So this could be with a romantic partner, this could be with a friend, this could be with family, but something about your relationship is lacking the correct communication, and it could be because the situation that you're dealing with is delicate. There may be some things that need to be said, but you're worried about saying these things because it's a delicate situation. It may be something that maybe a little difficult to bring up, right? Something about the 12th of August could be very significant because I'm getting that the 12th of a month. So it could be 12th of August, could be 12th of September, but I'm getting, it could also be the 12th of March, or something happened on the 12th of March and it has been eating away at you and you have not been able to communicate it. So for some of you, the Gossamer Princess is coming through to help you communicate whatever this is, right? You may feel a little bit unstable. You may feel like you're not quite sure if you want to communicate this because you don't know how whatever this is going to turn out. You don't know how to have the hard conversation, but it needs to happen, right? Something about this cannot be put off any longer. I would also say, because you have 3 butterflies here, you could have 3 children. And this could be like a confirmation for you. That the first thing that came to me. For others of you, this could be about transition, moving from one phase to another. So you could have come from pile number 1. But there is a delicate situation that is happening right now in one or more of your relationships. And you haven't really quite either gotten the courage to speak about it, or you don't know how to speak about the situation. You don't know how to have those hard conversations because Maybe in the past you tried to have a conversation similar and it just did not work out, right? And now you're just like, I don't know if I want to do this. It's going to cause so much uproar. This person is not going to understand me. They're not going to get it. And I think that they will, okay? I don't know your situation, right? But I'm getting the feeling that this person will understand, but I do think you need to be a little bit delicate about how you bring this to this person, right? I think this is a touchy subject. I think that this is, for some of you, this is about you coming out. Now, I do want to say, if this is about you coming out and you are in a situation where you do not feel safe, please wait until you are in a place where you feel more safe, okay? And like I said, I'm just putting that out there. For some of you, this is definitely about you coming out, because I started getting that visual very clearly. But for others of you, this is just something very delicate that is hard for you to speak about. It's hard for you to talk about. This could be the passing of a loved one. This could be you telling, okay, wow, I'm getting a very specific message. For some of you, there is someone who just passed in your life, and there is a story. And when I say story, I mean there is something that happened between you and this person that is devastating. There is something that probably completely shook the fabric of how you saw this person, and you're having the opportunity to have this delicate conversation with maybe a parent. Maybe you're having it with a sibling, telling them the truth. Like, I'll give you an example. Let's say you had this uncle that you just didn't like, right? You absolutely did not like this person, but it's for a reason, right? You didn't just not like them for a specific reason, but this person did something to you that was devastating, right? And you haven't said anything, and maybe this person has passed. Maybe this person is no longer around. Maybe this other person that you need to have this conversation with seems like they're a little bit more open to having this conversation, and you're wondering if you really should do this, right? Should I really have this conversation? The fairies are coming through to say that while, yes, this is a delicate situation, the advice is that you do have this conversation. Now, I will say again, if you are in a place where you feel uncomfortable, please do not try to do this. Do this only when you feel comfortable enough to have this conversation, because I imagine that there are wounds that will be opened up with this very delicate conversation. Okay, there's a lot of work that needs to be done. There's a lot of trauma that needs to be healed from this situation. So make sure you are in a mental state where you can have this conversation, where you feel safe. Make sure you are also in a physical place where you can have this conversation and feel safe. Okay, now I am going to stop right there before I continue. I am going to try to tap out of this energy. I don't think I will be able to, especially with this being your first card and me getting that so heavy. So if you are not ready for this message, if you do not feel safe enough to hear this message, click off the video. I have so many others with like very sunshiny messages. This is not that, okay? I can feel the energy. I feel myself like... I can literally feel myself getting into mom mode and talking from mom perspective, right? Trying to ease you into it. So this is going to be a heavy message. If you are not ready for it, click off the reading now, okay? And if you are leaving, love you, okay? For those of you who have stuck around and you are ready to hear this message, we're going to shuffle some cards, see what other messages the fairies are bringing out for you right now, okay? Let's see what we can get. All right. What messages can you give us for pile number 2? What do they need to hear right now? Messages that pile number 2 needs to hear. Okay. We have breath of the cosmos, my will to thine will, micromanaging the universe. Yep. You're going to have to, I'm hearing give it up. This is not something that you can solve, right? You're going to, now I also want to say this. For some of you, you are having this conversation with the express intent that things will be solved. And for some of you, it will be. For some of you, you're gonna have this conversation and they're gonna accept it. They're gonna understand that it was hard for you to say this. It was hard for you to have this conversation. For others of you, you need to be okay and comfortable with the idea that you may tell this person one of the most traumatic experiences in your life, something that is so sacred, something that is so special to you, and they may not respond the way that you want them to respond. Okay? The fairy energy is coming through to say, when you give them this information, do not hold on to an outcome. Do not micromanage how they accept what you are giving them. Okay, it is not for you to micromanage. For some of you, it's just so that you can get it off of your chest. It is just so that you can say it out loud. That's it. There is not supposed to be a resolution. There is not supposed to be a solving and a coming together and a freaking kumbaya song. It is not going to be that. For some of you, it is just about you saying it, because sometimes the people that you're saying certain things to, they're not ready to accept it, right? And you can't force them to be, right? Think about your own situation. You couldn't be forced to tell what you need to tell right now. You had to come to a place where you feel safe enough to have this conversation. Give this person that same grace. Even though I know it may be hard, give this person the same grace that you want, okay? Then we have cosmic relationships. It says Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, conflict. So for some of you, this is going to absolutely be a conflict, which is why I kept getting that energy of make sure that you are safe when you're having this conversation. If this person is a part of your livelihood, they're the way you eat, breathe, sleep, maybe you might want to wait until to have this conversation until you're in a more safer place where you're not going to end up homeless, or you're not going to end up unhoused. That you're not going to end up unhoused or in a place where you're just not safe, right? But I will tell you this. You having this conversation is about soul growth for you. It is about showing not them, but yourself, how much you've grown, regardless of what has happened to you, regardless of what has taken place in your life. There is an amount of beautiful growth that has happened. And sometimes we don't see it until we're in the situation, right? Sometimes we can't see our growth until we're having to face the things about us that makes us uncomfortable, the things in our past that like we've been holding on to and we needed to let go of. Okay, let's get 2 more cards in a bottom deck energy. Thank you, Spirit. We have forge, don't follow, pave a new path, be the leader you wish you had. So for some of you, this is about a parent, because be the leader you wish you had reminds me of like be the parent you wish you had. Be the parent you wish you had. For some of you, you're about to become a mother. You're about to become a father. And you are breaking family curses or cycles or whatever you want to call them. Part of you having this conversation is you saying that I can no longer sit back in silence while another child get hurt, while another person's feelings get hurt, while another person is disrespected, while another person is talked about. For some of you, this is about you completely paving a new path in your family. This is about you breaking generational curses. And I know it's heavy and I know it's sad, because a lot of us are like, shit, I didn't choose to be one of God's strongest soldiers. Why are you giving this to me? But for us that signed up for this, you know it in your heart of hearts. You signed up for this path before you came here, right? And now you're being asked to forge a new path, forge a new beginning, right? And you are going to be asked to be the parent that you never had, the friend that you never had, the sister that you never had, the boss that you never had. And it starts with you paving a new path and telling the truth. A lot of this is going to be about you speaking the truth. This is not about you making something up. This is about a truth that has been sitting with you for quite some time. And for the first time, probably ever, you're ready to speak that truth. Okay. Then it has portal. It says doors are opening, you decide, rewards, wild card. So to me, this is saying that the portal is finally opening for you to have this conversation, right? You get to decide if you want to do this or not, right? Now, here's what I want to say. In you deciding, right? Because I want to make this as plain as possible. The decision is not whether or not you get to forge this path or go down this new path, okay? The decision is when you get to do it, right? So let's say like there's an 8/8 portal coming. For some of you, this could happen around that time, right? For others of you, this is a portal that's opening. Maybe, you know, you may go to a family reunion and a conversation may come up, and you may be able to like pour your heart out and tell the truth. It doesn't have to be a family reunion, but just giving you an example. Now, the you decide is not, hey, you get to decide if you tell this truth. No, you get to decide when you tell this truth, because you are here to break generational curses. So let's say you decide, you know what, I'm just not doing this, right? You are going to be doomed to repeat this cycle until you do it, right? So my suggestion would be, if you are safe, if you're in a place where you can do this, I would suggest doing it this lifetime and just getting it over with, okay? The portal is already there. There is so much uncertainty. Like it talks about the wild card, but it also talks about rewards. There's a reward for you on the other side. But your ancestors, I'm specifically hearing, you came here to break generational curses. Something that happened to you or was said to you or was done to you, or that is your life, was the life of somebody else, and they didn't get a chance to speak their truth. And something about you, it's almost like they're going to speak their truth through you. Now, I want you to listen to me. When you are speaking this truth, if you start to feel like it's not just you talking, don't stop it. Let it keep going. Because there's an ancestor who has been wanting to be heard by your family for a long time. And they're going to speak through you. Now, you may not know this ancestor. Like I'm telling you right now, you may have absolutely no idea who this ancestor is, and they may not choose to reveal themselves to you right now. But there is an ancestor who needs to speak through you, because when they were alive to speak for themselves, they were not in a safe place. And I think that's why that keeps coming in. Like they're emphasizing, like even when I'm trying to talk, they keep emphasizing the safe place, safe place, safe place, safe place. Like make sure you're in a safe place. Make sure you're mentally safe. Make sure you're physically safe to have this conversation. Because whatever is about to be revealed, whatever you're revealing to this family member, friend, job, boss, whatever the case may be, it is hard. It is delicate, right? But your ancestor is coming through in the form of a fairy, right? To say that I am here with you. I am holding your hand as you go through this portal. You are not by yourself. You are not alone, right? I want you to notice how a lot of these images, you're looking at the back of someone or the side, right? Even here, you're looking at the side of someone. And the fairy energy is coming through to say that this is transformative. We have your back. We will not let you go in this alone, because we know that this is not an easy task. We know what we're asking you to do is very hard, but we're going to be here to support you, okay? And then your bottom deck energy is star bathing. It says light body, crystal grid, transmission, activation. So for some of you, this is definitely about an activation. You may see a lot of the color pink or this purple, almost cotton candy look when this is about to happen. But what is happening for you right now is an activation. It is a transmission into something new. You are stepping into your full power. Or also for some of you, I'm hearing you're finally going to be able to live to your greatest potential. But in order to do that, this conversation, this communication needs to happen. Okay, let's get you some cards from this deck. I haven't used this deck in a long time, so we'll see what comes through. Oops, is that two? No. We're going to get 2 cards on the bottom deck energy. 2. No, that's way too many. Can we get 2 cards, please, for pile number 2? Exactly what fairy energy they need to hear right now. What do they need to hear? What needs to be honored? What needs to be heard? What needs to be shared? Is that 2? No, it's way too many. Show them to you, but it's too many. We have alignment, she of the lotus, and then stepping through. Okay? We're going to keep, we're going to keep shuffling these cards. Okay. Can we get 2 cards, please? It's 1. Okay. It says loving compassion, card number 16. And I just got a ringing in my right ear. Well, for some of you, you need to have some loving compassion for yourself. And I think I said this as well, to give this person grace, because it took you a while to even be able to be in a situation where you could have this conversation. So you're being asked to give this person grace, regardless of how hard it may be. So if you know right now, in this particular moment, you are not in a place to give this person grace, I was just not having this conversation. Okay. And then trust your innocence. Whew, that's a heavy one. And then your bottom deck energy is reclaim your energy. Okay. So, okay. Your first card was loving compassion. Of course, it is about you having compassion for yourself, but it's also about you having love and compassion for this person as well. Understanding that your truth may not be something that they're willing to accept. For some of you, you may start seeing rainbows. You may have, I don't know why I'm hearing this, but you may have the opportunity to see the northern lights, because something about this and this is making me think of the northern lights. For some of you, the northern lights may give you comfort. So if you can watch like a video of it on YouTube, I would definitely say to do so, or any platform. But there is an amount of compassion that you need to have for yourself as well as this person. Now, I'm going to give this disclaimer, trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning. This next card, trust your innocence. I can't say too much about this card, but the little boy, the little girl in you that was hurt a long time ago, trust them to speak for you. Because a lot of times when we're older, we're speaking from a place of right now, present. And when we're having these conversations and we're telling these truths, sometimes we have to go back to that person who was hurt, that innocence that was taken away, that person who did not have a voice. And a lot of you, this is a lot of childhood trauma that happened to you, and you're just now in a space where you can speak about it. But the fact that it says trust your innocence, trust the person you were when this happened to you, when you couldn't speak for yourself. You may get into a situation where like I'm feeling like anxious, like where you're trying to have this conversation, but you feel like you're shaking, you feel like you're anxious. And maybe that's why the northern lights came out as well. So maybe keep that in your mind while you're having this conversation. But something about you tapping into the innocence of the person that was wounded, the person that was hurt, that childhood trauma, is the only way that you're going to heal it. Okay. But by healing it, okay, by having this conversation, by speaking the truth, by forging a new path, you are going to reclaim your energy. You are going to reclaim the energy that was taken. For some of you, this was taken from you. Woo. This was taken from you. Your innocence was taken from you. Now, innocence can be taken in a lot of different ways. But for some of you, your innocence was taken from you. And by speaking this truth, the goal is not for this person to understand. The goal is not for this person to get it. The goal is for you to reclaim what you lost, what was taken from you. For some of you, you may be, you may have felt the energy of Ma Kali, because something about the way she has like all these hands is making me think of Ma Kali. You may have been working with this goddess, and now you're in this space where you know you have to tell the truth about what happened to you. You have to speak this truth. It's not about just telling it. You have to speak this truth. Something about it you've buried very, very far deep down within you, because it's so delicate and because it could cause all of these problems. But by trusting your innocence and by trusting the truth within yourself, by you forging this new path, you are reclaiming an energy that was taken from you or that was lost. Okay? I'm going to leave that there because this is a heavy reading. Like I said, if this is not something you can deal with right now, let it go. Like I think I said in the beginning that I was going to try and tap out of this energy, but I can't. There's someone in pile number 2 who needs to hear this. And I think a lot of times us as readers, we don't want to sit in this energy because it is very sad and it is very like heart-wrenching. But I think for me, I want to be more comfortable with sitting in energy like this and giving the reader or giving the person who's listening to it exactly what you need, because that's how some of this started, right? Shying away from the truth, getting outside of their energy, wanting to be hunky-dory. And, we don't want to talk about that because it's hard to talk about. But I think I'm going to be an example in this reading. I'm going to talk about the hard stuff, within the realms of possibilities of what YouTube would allow. But I'm going to talk about it because somebody needs their story to be told. You need to be heard. You have not been heard. I just heard that. You've not been heard. That little baby in you, that little child in you have not been honored. And today, I'm going to honor that person who wanted to be heard, who wanted to speak their truth. That person who kept saying, somebody needs to listen to me. I'm going to honor you today. I'm honoring you in this reading. I will not shy away from the pain of this reading. I will stay on here for an hour if I have to get out all the messages the Spirit wants you to hear today, because this is truth that needs to be spoken. Okay? Let's get a couple of cards from the Fantasy Oracle deck, just to see if there's anything additional that the fairy energy wants to give you. Hold on. Okay, we had a few that fell on the floor. We have the Weaver. It says rediscover. Wow. Transition. For some of you, this is definitely about you rediscovering yourself, rediscovering the innocence that you lost, reclaiming what was always yours, that somebody thought that they had some type of claim over, or felt like they could take away from you. It was never theirs to have, ever. And now it's time for you to reclaim that, okay? Then we have the Waker. It says awareness, reflection. For some of you, you're waking up for the first time. You're more aware and you're reflecting on the things that happened to you as a child. Some of you, this could have happened to you as an adult, when you were a younger adult, but you're reflecting and you're having that awareness now, and you're waking up to the truth. And a lot of times what happens is when we're waking up to the truth, we have to wake up to the past hurt and the past pain that maybe made our eyes closed to begin with, right? It made us stay quiet because of tradition, or because somebody else felt like it should be this way, and we don't do this to family, and we don't blah, 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 whatever the case may be. We've kept ourselves quiet. We've kept ourselves docile. We haven't really, allowed ourselves to be more awake. We haven't allowed ourselves to rediscover the person that we were before our innocence was taken. And the message that's coming through right now is that you are awakening to a new reality. But part of doing that is speaking the truth of the old reality. Okay? Bottom deck energy is the wise one, tradition, order. So like I was saying before, some of us, we have kept ourselves, I'm hearing in a noose. We've kept ourselves in a place where we've been afraid to speak the truth of what happened to us, what was done to us, what was said to us. We have lived in a place of darkness, and this person probably has gone on with their lives and thrived and done all the things, right? And we have still been living in the pain of the innocence that was taken from us and the innocence that was lost. And the fairy energy is coming through to say that we want you to have that innocence again. But in order to get there, you have to speak the truth. You have to speak the truth, no matter how scary it may be. Like I said, as I'm going to keep saying, as your ancestor keeps saying to me, make sure you are in a place where you are safe. Make sure you are in a place where you cannot be harmed, but speak the truth. Like I'm literally hearing The Monster's Call. It's a movie, and there's a part where the tree is like, it's the Yule tree. And it's crazy because I believe that's a healing tree. And it talks about speaking the truth, speaking the truth, speaking the truth, right? And the little boy thought that the tree came to heal his mom. It never was there to heal the mom. It was there to heal him. And for some of you, your awakening came through to heal you. And part of your journey here in this life is to be a healer. But in order to heal others, you have to heal yourself first. Okay? Let's get a couple of cards. See what other energy we can get. See what other messages we can get. Can we get some messages for pile 2? Whatever it is that you need to hear at this time. We have Sky Expansion. It says, Befriend mind, inner freedom, expand consciousness. Yeah, for some of you, this is definitely about you expanding your consciousness. You could be an air sign as well. But for some of you, this is just about that air, that speaking, right? That expansion, because it's almost like with every word that you speak of this truth that is being spoken, there's going to be expansion of your consciousness. There's going to be an expansion of your mind. There's going to be a freeing of your mind from things that you probably, wow, you didn't even realize were shackles that were holding you down. And then we have inner child here. It says play, laugh, be silly, heal child wounds. I cannot make it up. I cannot make it up. I knew it. I could feel that this was something about your inner child. This was something that happened to you in your childhood that you have not spoken to a single soul about. No, I would not be surprised if no one knows about what happened to you and you're going to be speaking it for the first time. For some of you, there are people who know about it. Maybe there's another child who experienced this, who knows about what you went through. But for others of you, you are speaking a truth that is going to completely heal your inner child, okay? Bottom deck energy is awareness. It says key to healing. Notice patterns, illusion, pause. Yep. For some of you, there's a huge pause in your life because you're needing to wipe away the illusions. You're needing to notice the patterns in your life. For some of you, there are things that you are doing, that you are saying, the way you're living is because of the patterns in your own life. It's because of how this one thing that happened, or could have happened to you multiple times, it created a pattern of hiding. It created a pattern of not speaking up. It created a pattern of not healing, not using your words. And right now you're being asked to take a pause, breathe, because I'm hearing breath work. So for some of you, breath work may be very important for you, but we understand that this is a delicate situation. We understand that this is probably one of the hardest things you have ever had to do. But know that on the other side of the hard is the breezeness. It is the softness. It is the healed version of yourself. There are some things that you want to do in your life that you have not been able to do, and it's because you have not healed these inner child wounds. You have not trusted the innocence within you. You have not given that baby, that little girl, that little boy a voice. You have not given them a voice, and now it is time to do so. Okay? I think I'm going to pull from the Secrets of the Ancestors deck. Just because your ancestor, the ancestor that was coming through earlier, I want to see if they have a specific message for you. Maybe something that they need you to keep in mind, okay? I'm going to shuffle. Okay. The ancestor that was coming through before, do you have an additional message for the person in pile number 2? Something you want to say to them? Something that they need to hear right now. Okay, we have the patriarch, unapologetic. Yeah, okay. Father of fire, passion, ignited. Okay, so the first thing I'm getting with this is unapologetic, is that for some of you, you have not been able to live in your truth, right? And we talked about that a little. You haven't really been able to live in your truth. And it's almost like your ancestor is almost, it's going to sound weird, but they're going to live vicariously through you, right? They want you to be unapologetically you, but in order to do that, you have to tell the truth. You have to tell the truth. And I'm also hearing that this ancestor is already fighting on your behalf. This ancestor is already doing things behind the scenes. I'm also hearing like they're massaging this situation, so it's not as dangerous as maybe you're assuming it would be, or as dangerous as it could be. You may see the number 4 a lot. 3 may come through for you as well. 1 as well, because we have 1, 2, and 3 here. Which is crazy because it's a progression. So for some of you, you may see like 1, 2, 3, 4, like on the time clock or something like that. But your ancestor is coming through to say that they want you to be the most unapologetic version of yourself. But in order to do that, this communication needs to happen. There's work that needs to be done in the family. There's work that needs to be done in this connection. And in order to do this work, there is a truth, a hard truth, but a truth that needs to happen. It is a truth that needs to be spoken because it has not been spoken for a long time. And it has eaten away at who you are as an individual. It has eaten away at how you move through the world, how you progress through things. It has created patterns that you yourself are not necessarily proud of. And it's because you haven't faced or owned up or been truthful about what really happened to you. Because sometimes it's not, the healing sometimes is just in the speaking and just in the acknowledgement. Okay. I'm going to shuffle some of these angel number cards. Okay. Wow. Look at that. Authenticity 787. It says, be yourself, pursue your passions, and show your authentic self. Don't pay attention to what others are thinking of you. Yep. For the first time in your life, you're probably not going to give a shit about whatever people think of you. Look at this. Letting go. 3, 2, 1. What did I say? 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1. It says surrender and let go of control. Release resistance and trust in the flow of life. Knowing that everything unfolds in divine timing and for your highest good. Okay. Pile number 2, I do want to get you one final message from the cherry blossom, just to see if there's any meditative messages that you need to keep in mind while you're going through this. You know, maybe a mantra that might be helpful for you, something you need to remember while you're going through this, because I know it's not the easiest thing to deal with. Okay, let's get a couple of cards. Please give me a 2. A message for pile number 2 that they need to hear right now. Wow, embody gratitude. It says embodying gratitude helps you to explore life with curiosity and open-heartedness, enabling you to evolve and expand your horizons. So during this time, make sure that you embody the energy of gratitude. Make sure that you maybe say something like, I'm glad that I'm alive to even have this conversation. I'm grateful that, I have the tenacity and the guts to even have this conversation. I'm grateful that my ancestors are around me to support me through this transition. I'm grateful that the fairy energy is around me to help me along and help me communicate exactly what it is that I'm feeling. I'm grateful that the innocence that, was once taken from me has now been returned to me. I'm grateful for the reclamation of my own energy. Maybe something like that is gratitude that you need to speak over your life even before you have this conversation. Start speaking it now, and when you're ready, that gratitude will already be in you. Okay, let's get one other card in a bottom deck energy, please, for pile number 2. One other card and bottom deck energy. It's too many. We'll keep shuffling. Oof. I'm going to show you these. Connect with nature and open your heart. So for some of you may need to ground your energy and open your heart. To me, that's like opening your heart to healing, right? Not to the fact that this person is going to get it. Not to the fact that they're going to understand. Not even to the fact that they're going to apologize for what was done, right? That's not what you're going to do this for. That's not what this is about. This is about your own forgiveness. This is about you letting go. This is about you giving yourself grace and them as well. Because like I said, some of them are not going to get it. It's not going to be a kumbaya type of situation. It's not going to be like, oh, we had this conversation and everything's perfect now. No. I will not give you that type of false hope. For some of you, that could absolutely be true. But for others of you, that is not, wow, that is not what this is. Look at this. Forgive and heal. By releasing the grip of past wounds, you free up energy to nurture your well-being and cultivate inner peace. This is about you releasing those childhood wounds. You have to forgive and heal. And not them. I think a lot of times when we hear the word forgive, we're like, oh, I need to forgive them. The truth is, it was never about forgiving them. It was about forgiving yourself. Okay? Then we have empower others. What did I say? Did I not say that maybe you're meant to be a healer, but in order to be a healer, you have to heal yourself? Wow. It says empower others. It says when you uplift and support those around you, you create an environment of emotional healing within yourself. Like some of you are definitely, you're meant to be healers. For some of you, you're meant to tell your story. Look at this, release fear. You're definitely meant to tell your story. You're definitely meant to encourage others who may be on this same path and not sure how they're going to get through this. You are meant to be a guiding light to them. But first, you have to forgive and heal. Okay. Pile number 2. I know this was a heavy one. Sis, I know this was a heavy one. Get your wine, get your beer, because this was a lot. But I want to honor what was coming through. I don't want to hide or run away from the truth of what you've experienced. I don't want to hide and run away from the thing that has kept you in a cage for so long. You are a beautiful bird who needs to be free. I'm hearing a blue jay. So for some of you, you may start seeing blue jays, or a red cardinal as well. But you are a beautiful bird who needs to be set free. But in order to do that, you have to open your mouth and speak the truth. Speak the truth of what this is. Okay? Don't look for them to heal you. You're not speaking it so that they can agree or that they can be happy about what happened. You're speaking the truth to heal yourself. Okay? Pile number 2, I love you. If no one has told you today, I love you so much. And I am sending you so much love and so much energy and so much healing. Okay? And I will see you next time in our next one. Bye.